Jai Hind cadets, today we are going to study about resources and development. In this chapter we will be studying about the definition, interdependent relationship, classification of resources, development of resources, resource planning, conservation of resources, land resources, land utilization, land use pattern in India, soil as a resource, classification of soil, soil erosion and soil conservation. So these all are the important content of this chapter. Definition: everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, which are technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable. Interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institution. Human beings interact with nature through technology and create institutions to accelerate their economic development. Classification of resources on the basis of origin, on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of ownership and on the basis of status of development. On the basis of origin, resources are of two types: biotic resource and abiotic resource. Biotic resource obtained from the biosphere and have life. Example: human being, flora, fauna, fisheries, livestock. Abiotic resources, all those things which are composed of non-living things, example rocks and minerals. On the basis of exhaustibility, resources are renewable resource and non-renewable resource. Resources which can be renewed or reproduced by physical, chemical or mechanical process are called as the renewable resources. Examples are solar and wind energy, water, forest and wildlife, etc. Non-renewable resources occur over a very long geological time. These resources takes millions of years in their formation. Metals are recyclable, but fossil fuels cannot be recycled. Example: minerals and fossil fuel are the example of non-renewable resource. On the basis of ownership, resources are individual resource, community-based resource, national resources and international resources. Individual resource owned privately by any individual. Example: anybody is having car, houses, plantation, etc. are the example of individual resource. Community resources accessible to all the members of the community. Example: playgrounds, picnic spots. National resources owned by a nation or country. Example: mineral, water, forest, wildlife, roads, railway, etc. Up till 12 nautical miles of oceanic water, that is 22.2 km from the coastline, it is the national resource. International resource regulated by international institutions. Oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles belong to open ocean and no individual country can utilize these without the concurrence of internal institution EEZ. On the basis of status of development, resources are potential, developed, stock and reserves. Potential resource: resources which are found in a region but not been utilized. Example: solar and wind energy present in Rajasthan and Gujarat. Developed resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. Example: wood, using technology for its development. Stock: resources that have potential to satisfy human needs but do not have appropriate technology to assess them. Example: hydrogen can be used as a rich source of energy but cannot be used. Reserves: it is the subset of the stock which can be put to use with the help of existing technical know-how but their use has not been started. Example: water in the dam, forest, river, water, etc. Development of resources. Resources are vital for the survival of human beings as well as for maintaining the quality of life. Resources are believed to be the gifts of nature. As a result, humans indiscriminately use the resources, leading to the major problems. What are those problems? Depletion of resources, accumulation of resources in few hands, global ecological crises such as global warming, ozone layer depletion, environmental and land pollution. An equitable distribution of resources has become essential for a sustained quality of life and global peace. If present need is to be met, then we must plan for future also. So resource planning is essential for sustainable existence. Sustainable economic development means developing should take place without damaging the environment, and development in the present should not compromise with the needs of future generation. In June 1992, more than 100 heads of states met in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil for the first International Earth Summit. Summit was convened for addressing urgent problems of environmental protection and social economic development at the global level. Leaders signed the Declaration on Global Climatic Change and Biological Diversity, endorsed the Global Forest Principles, and adopted Agenda 21 for achieving sustainable development in the 21st century. Agenda 21 declaration signed by world leaders in 1992 at United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, aimed at achieving global sustainable development. Agenda to combat environmental damage, poverty, disease through global cooperation on common interest, mutual needs and shared responsibility. Resource planning. Need for resource planning. There are some regions which are rich in certain types of resources but are deficient in some other resources. There are some regions which can be self-sufficient in terms of the availability of resources, and there are some regions which have acute shortage of some vital resources. Example, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh are rich in minerals and coal deposits. Arunachal Pradesh has abundance of water resources but lacks in infrastructural development. Resource planning. Resource planning is widely accepted strategy for judicious use of resources. It has importance in a country like India, which has enormous diversity in resources. Identifying inventory of resources, economic and technical evolutions, matching resource development plan. How is resource planning done? So this is the three method: identifying inventory of resources, economic and technological evolutions, matching resource development plan. Availability of resources. Necessary condition for a development of any region. Mere availability of resources in the absence of corresponding changes in technology and institution may hinder development. There are regions which are rich in resources, but these are included in economically backward region. On the contrary, some regions which have a poor resources base but they are economically developed. History of colonization, let's see, reveals that rich resources in colonies were the main attractions for the foreign invaders. Primarily, the higher level of development of the colonizing countries that help them to exploit resources of other regions and establish their supremacy over colonies. Therefore, resources can contribute to development only when they are accompanied by appropriate technological development and institutional changes. So, resource development in India does not only involve the availability of resources but also the technology and quality of human resources. Conservation of resources. Irrational consumption and over-utilization of resources may lead to socio-economic and environmental problems. To overcome these, resource conservation is important. For example, according to Mahatma Gandhi, there is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. He also believed in production by masses instead of mass production. Land resources. India has a variety of relief features, namely mountain, plateaus or plains. So 43% area, which is maximum is plain. Then comes mountain and then comes plateau. So land utilization. So land is utilized for different purposes. So these are the purposes. Purpose: forest. Land is used for growing forest. Land not available for cultivation. Barren and wasteland. Land put to non-agriculture uses, example buildings and roads. Other uncultivated land excluding fallow land. Permanent pasture and grazing land. Cultivable wasteland. Fallow lands. Current fallow land left without cultivation other than current fallow. Net sown area. Land resources. Land utilized pattern in India. The use of land is determined by physical factors such as topography, climate, soil type, and by human factors such as population density, technological capacity, and culture and tradition, etc. Wasteland, the land put to other non-agricultural uses which include rocky, arid, and desert areas, roads, railways, industries, etc. Continuous use of land over a long period of time without taking appropriate measures to conserve and manage it has resulted in land degradation. Land degradation and conservation measures. The problem caused by human activities. They are deforestation, overgrazing, mining and quarrying. Mining sites leave deep scars and terraces of overburdening the land. Industrial effluents as waste have become a major source of land and water pollution. Ways to solve the problems of land degradation are afforestation and proper management of grazing, planting of shelter belts of plants, stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes, proper management of wasteland, control of mining activities, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents and waste after treatment. Not to be taken as data varies from time to time. So land is used for different purpose and they used to vary from time to time. Soil as a resource. What is soil? Soil is an important renewable resource, medium of plant growth and supports different types of living organisms. Types of soil are alluvial soil, black soil, red and yellow soil, laterite soil, arid soil and forest soil. This is the classification of soil. First is alluvial soil. The properties of alluvial soil is that it has a proportionate amount of sand, slate and clay. It is classified as khadar and bangar. It is most widespread in India. The minerals which is found in alluvial soil is rich in potash, phosphoric acid and limestone. The crop which is grown in alluvial soil are sugarcane, paddy, wheat, cereals and pulses. The area in which alluvial soils are found in Indo-Ganga plain, eastern coastal plain, in the delta of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and the northern plains. Black soil. The properties of black soil is black in color, made up of lava flow and clayed material, can hold moisture, cracks during hot weather, sticky when wet. Minerals which is available in this soil is calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime. Crops which is grown more in black soil is cotton, groundnut and millets. Areas: Deccan Plateau of Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. These are the regions where black soil are found. Now red and yellow soil. It is a reddish color due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. Looks yellow in dehydrated form. Rich in iron, potassium, poor in lime, nitrogen and phosphorus. Millet pulses, linseed and tobacco are grown in this soil. Eastern and southern part of Deccan Plateau and Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern part of middle Ganga plain are the region where red soil are found. Laterite soil, red in color but differ from red soil, found in heavy rainfall and high temperature areas, found because of intense leaching. Iron, bauxite and aluminum oxide are found in laterite soil. Cashew, eucalyptus, pastures and tree plantation are done in laterite soil. Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh and hilly areas of Odisha and Assam are the region where laterite soils are found. Arid soil, sandy in nature, saline in characteristics, lacks moisture and humus. Kankar restricts infiltration of water. Salts are found in arid soil. Jowar, bajra and groundnuts are grown in arid soil. Western Rajasthan and parts of Gujarat are the region where arid soils are found. Mountain soils, acidic, low humus content, loamy and silty in valley sides and coarser in upper slopes. Limestone, dolomite and glass are the minerals which is found in mountain soil. Tea and coffee are grown in the mountain soil. Mountain soils are found in areas of lower part of valleys and mountain slopes. So this is the map of India. From this map it is very clearly visible that major soil type of India. Soil erosion and conservation. Causes of soil erosion. Human activities like deforestation, overgrazing, construction and mining, etc. Natural forces like wind, glaciers and water which lead to soil erosion. These are the causes of soil erosion. Ways of soil conservation. Contour plowing, terrace cultivation, strip cropping and shelter belts. If they will be done, then soil will be conserved. First is contour plowing. A plowing method that respects the natural shape or contour lines or a land area. By plowing along the contour lines, the farmer creates mini terraces which discourage swift water runoff. Water does not erode the soil but rather soaks into it and can be used by plants for growth. Terrace cultivation restricts soil erosion. Western central Himalayas have well developed terrace farming. Difference between contour plowing and terrace farming is in contour plowing follows the natural shape of the slope without altering it. Terrace farming alters the shape of the slope to produce flat areas that provide a catchment for water. Strip cropping. Large fields can be divided into strips of grass are left to grow between the crops. This breaks up the force of the wind. Shelter belts. Planting line of trees to create shelter also work as strip cropping. Rows of such trees are called shelter belts. It have contributed significantly to the stabilization of sand dunes and in stabilizing the desert in Western India. So by this we will conserve the resources. Thank you.